Why are people buying that Mazda CX-5 so much?
Women don't want that headache of having to import spare parts.
How much do I need to start even thinking about buying a car?
A client that is driving a hybrid car tends to spend less on fuel.
How do I now start this importation process?
We have the Harrier, we have the BMW X1, we have the Volkswagen Tiguan, we have the Mazda 6.
It's cheaper importing a car compared to buying it locally.
It's the auction grade that assists you in knowing the true condition of your car. Probox is also used as a commercial car, even in Japan.
No, we're just girls.
Yeah, true.
So how do we look at these things? Like your mileage, inafaa kwa imefika kaa ngapi ndio niseme?
Now in Kenya, there's a rule. You can only import a car that is not more than 8 years old.
Talk to us about the KRA clearance process. How long does it take?
I love big machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small girl, mighty car.
Yeah.
What is importation in Swahili? Nimekupata.
Kutoa magari nchi ya ng'ambo hadi nchi ya Kenya.
Welcome to the podcast where we bring you exceptional journeys of women who inspire, uplift, and redefine greatness. And today we have a special edition. So if you've been dreaming to buy your first car, to upgrade your car to a 4x4, or even swap your current car, we are sitting with a phenomenal guest who is going to break it down for us. And buying a car is a major decision. So it's not just about transport. It's about the comfortability, the security, the freedom that you get with this purchase. So our corporate girlies, our ladies in business, and everyone, even you who is just trying to figure out life, this is the podcast to take you to your grown woman energy and get that car that you have been dreaming about. Today, I am sitting with Gladys Mwangi from Best Cars, and she is about to just take us and walk us through the journey of doing that big girl purchase.
Hi guys, this is Gladys from Best Cars for Sale in Kenya, and I quickly want to show you these beautiful cars that we had imported for one of our clients. Now, this is the beautiful Suzuki Jimny, and as you can see, the color is quite unique. A lady would, love such a color. One thing we love about the Suzuki Jimny, this is a very hard car, very, very hard car. It's giving a cruiser vibe. Guys, my name is Gladys, and today I want to tell you the price of importing this luxurious machine. Guys, I'm talking about the BMW X7. Now, this particular BMW, this is a 2018 BMW X7, and we assisted the client to import this car directly from Japan to Kenya. The engine capacity for this car is 3000 cc, and it comes equipped with the bi-turbo. Now, I know most of you are wondering, what is the price of this car?
Karibu sana Gladys.
Thank you for the warm intro, Joy, and you're doing a good job. I have to congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
As you've heard, my name is Gladys. I'm from Best Cars. So we mainly deal with car importation, and we assist clients to import cars directly from Japan to Kenya.
Thank you so much for coming to the podcast. And somehow today we are matching.
Yeah.
So it's about to be a colorful and bright podcast.
Clearly.
And I hope we walk out of this with our dream cars, yeah?
Definitely. Yes.
So let's just get right into it. I think this podcast is going to help so many women, specifically me. I know I have my own questions for my first car. So guys, stay with us to the end. So Gladys, you told us you work for Best Cars, and you are actively in the importation of cars. So tell us about how did you find yourself as a woman in this field that is male-dominated?
First of all, of course, growing up with a brother kind of rubbed off to me because he's also passionate about cars. I have also been passionate about cars. And then now when I was in campus, that's when I met our director, who is also passionate about cars. And at that time, he was thinking about starting the importation business. So that's when the company was formed. That was around COVID time, 2020. Mm-hmm. And here we are.
So you've been in the business for 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years, yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So we are ready to unpack the benefits of importing a car, or even just maybe buying here. But I know actively you deal with importation, which is what we're going to actively talk about. So I have a question that has been burning. So who are the majority of car buyers, this 2025 especially?
The reality is many women are buying cars. The main reason is because maybe they do relate with me because I am a lady. Yes. So it's easy for them to come to Best Cars and import with us. Also, in this era, there are more women that are more empowered. So it's becoming easy for women to buy big cars for themselves, to drive big cars, to buy properties. Yes, I think it's all this in the spirit of women empowerment.
Yes, I love that you said women are buying big cars.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Yes. So what is the age group? Are these women like working class ladies mainly, or is it just women in entrepreneurship who are buying?
Okay, mostly it's the women that are in corporates and also entrepreneurs, the business people. They're really, really buying cars because you'll find that there are so many first-time car buyers, and then there are also women that are trying to upgrade.
You talked about first-time car buyers.
Yeah.
So is it just a coincidence that many people, when they're starting out life and trying to buy their first car, they go for the Vitz? Is it why do people just choose the Toyota Vitz first of all?
Okay, now it boils down to budget. Whenever someone is trying to buy a car, the most important thing is budget. How much are we talking about? How much is the client willing to spend on a motor vehicle? To what extent can they stretch? So if a client is working with 1M, definitely the cars that are in that category are the likes of the Toyota Vitz, the Toyota Passos. Those are the ones that are in that category, because you'll find that if someone has a higher budget, then they'll definitely gravitate to bigger cars. Like for instance, if someone is working with a budget of 3 million, then they'd easily go for the Mazda CX-5, they'd go for the Subaru Forester. So it's all about budget. And also desires. We all have different desires, but budget is the key player.
That's a very good breakdown. Yeah. You talked about Mazda CX-5. I really want to talk about that because this car, I don't know if it's the biggest seller in Kenya right now.
Yeah.
But why are people buying that Mazda CX-5 so much?
Okay. First of all, it's a very sleek car. It looks very nice.
Yeah, it does.
And people are moving from the traditional models that we were used to, or rather the common models that were there, like the Toyota, and people want something fancier, something that is more appealing, especially to the young generation. They want something that is more appealing, the tech features, the safety features. They're looking at the interior. How does this car look on the interior? How does the exterior look? How is the performance of this car? So that also kind of plays a part when it comes to the demand of a car. Currently, the Mazda CX-5 is a hot cake.
Yes, it is really, a hot cake.
Yes, it's really, really selling. We have so many ladies that have imported the Mazda CX-5, especially the 2000cc. That one is really, really selling. And then we have the 2200cc that is a diesel. And then we have the 2500cc that is a petrol. Now that one is being bought by guys more. But the 2000cc, the ladies are loving it, especially the red Mazda CX-5 with a white interior. That one is making ladies go crazy, and we love to see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, it's a dream car for me.
That's nice.
Yes. And I really like how you said the red one, because it's the red one
that's the one.
On the road so actively.
Yeah.
So we'll get to the CCs and what to look at when you're doing your first purchase.
Okay.
But meanwhile, what are the cars that you guys are mostly selling out on?
At the moment, the cars that are in high demand, we have, of course, the Mazda CX-5.
Yes.
That's a hot cake. We also have the Toyota Harrier in that category. We also have the Prado. The Prado is really, really selling a lot. And then we have the likes of now Mazda Xela. We have the Subaru Imprezas. Now, and then we have the other cars that are in the lower category. We have the Nissan Notes. We have the Toyota Vitz.
Let us talk about Wamama wa Harrier. Is it like a ladies thing? Are most of the buyers for the Harrier ladies?
Okay. If I will be honest, I will say yes, because most ladies really love the Toyota. Because now when it comes to Toyotas, we try to look at something like reliability. Here we talk about the resale value, and then the spare parts, they're readily available. So women don't want that headache of having to import spare parts and all that. They want to import a car that has spare parts that are easily available.
Accessible.
If they get maybe an issue, it's easy to sort that one out. Although when you're importing, you get a car that is in a good condition. So it's kind of you evade all these problems. But to answer your question, yes, there are more ladies that are driving the Toyota Harrier. Actually, this makes guys kind of shy away from buying the Toyota Harrier because of that. Maybe
it has been perceived to be like a lady's.
Exactly, like a lady's car. But there are so many ladies that love this car, especially the ladies that are in the age of around 30 to 40 or maybe late 40s. They really love the Toyota Harrier.
Toyota Harrier.
Yes.
Yeah, even I've seen the new model and it looks so good of the Toyota Harrier.
Yeah.
So I totally understand why ladies would gravitate towards that side.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful car.
It's a beautiful car.
And it's also spacious.
Oh,
For
yeah.
someone with a big family, the cargo space is also generous, so you can carry a few things here and there comfortably.
I've also seen the Peugeot. Is it Peugeot?
Oh, yeah.
So many people are buying the Peugeot right now.
Yeah.
What is it about the Peugeot that is different from other cars?
Wow. Now, I personally love the Peugeot, especially the 3008.
Yes.
That car looks like a
It is
jet.
yeah.
Yes, especially the cockpit. It looks very, very upscale. So you find that there are clients that are looking for cars that are unique from the cars that are commonly found in the market. So some of them will gravitate towards the Peugeot, especially now the Peugeot, the lineup, we have 5008, we have 3008, we have 2008, we have 208. Yes. Now, there's a car for everyone. There's a car for someone who is in the entry level, someone who is working with a budget of like 1 to 1.5. Then there's a car for someone who's working with a budget of around 2 million. Then the 3008 goes for around 3 million to 3.2. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful car.
Yeah, even the shape of the car is just outstanding.
Yeah.
So let's now walk through the journey of how do I get that car? So first of all, how much do I need to start even thinking about buying a car?
Budget plays a very huge role when it comes to car ownership. And you want to get something that is within a budget that you can be able to easily pay without straining. Of course, there are different modes of payment, which maybe we'll discuss later. The financing, there's the cash option. The other thing is, how do I intend to be using this car, or why do I need this car? Do I need this car to just be doing the city drivings from work to home, maybe shopping, or do I need a car that I'll be using to go for long distances? Because there are some people that cover really long distances from here to Kisumu to Moyale. Yes, and also you need to know the nature of your roads. Where do you stay? Do you stay somewhere where there is a good road, a tarmac road, or are you maybe mainly based on an off-road setup? Because that one will also determine the car that you're looking for. Then it boils down to something like the fuel type. Which fuel type do you desire? There's some clients that will prefer petrol. There's some clients that will go for diesel, especially if you're covering long distances. The other thing is the drivetrain. Do you want a two-wheel drive? Because now if you're doing city driving, then a two-wheel drive is okay. But then if you're navigating off-roads here and there, then we're looking for a car that is four-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive car. Yes, so those are the main things. And also, recently we have the hybrid and the non-hybrid.
So what are the clear differences between a hybrid car and a non-hybrid car?
Now, when it comes to the hybrid, the main thing is the hybrid are more fuel efficient. This is because that car has the battery. So this means that it not only uses the fuel, it uses both the fuel and the battery. What does this mean? This means that when that car is on the traffic, it's able to charge itself. So this means that a client that is driving a hybrid car tends to spend less on fuel. Now, when it comes to the non-hybrid, you'll just spend the normal rate.
And talking about fuel, let's talk about the petrol and the diesel cars. Okay. So what is the big difference between the two?
Okay. Now, the main difference between the petrol cars and the diesel cars comes about when we're talking about how you're going to be using this car. Of course, as I had said, if you intend to be using this car for long distance driving, then it makes more economical sense to use a diesel car. This is because diesel is cheap to buy, and also over long distance, how it's made, it burns slowly, so you don't spend much on fuel. And then petrol tends to burn faster. So petrol is ideal for city driving.
So it's about mostly the economical value of
Yes,
it. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So I've identified the car that I want to buy and my surroundings, environment, and factors that are affecting it. So how do I now start this importation process of the car?
The first thing that you need to know, which car am I looking for? Now, there are two types of clients. These are clients that has already decided I am going for for example, Mercedes-Benz GLE, and that is the car that I'm going for.
Amen.
And then, yes, and then there's a client that doesn't know which car they want, but they have a budget in mind. Maybe they're saying, I have 3 million. What can you recommend within this budget? Now, for the clients that has already set their eyes on a particular model, for that one, we'll just ask for other extra specifications like colors, is sunroof a must? Maybe how do you want your seats? Are you looking for fabric seats? Are you looking for leather seats? Do you want a color contrast? Yes. Once we have all those specs, so now as we go to the auctions in Japan, and then we look for cars that are matching the specs that you've given us, and then we share some of these options with you. Then you'll select the one that you want, and then we are going to bid for that particular car. Now, in the auction, the car is usually sold to the highest bidder. So, for instance, we are like 5 people here. We place a bid for this motor vehicle. Let's say I place a bid for like something 10,000 USD. You place a bid for 15,000 USD. Someone else places a bid for 16,000 USD. Then automatically that will be the highest bidder. Yes, and he or she will get that motor vehicle. Yeah. And then now for a client that has not yet decided which car they want, now we walk them through different models. Now, depending on where they stay, maybe fuel efficiency, what are the priorities they are looking for? Do they want to save on fuel, or are they looking for a luxury car? What exactly are they looking for in that model? And then we'll recommend some of the models. Like, for instance, a client that says they are looking for a car that within a budget of 3 million and maybe they can stretch all the way to 3.5, then there are cars that are in that category. We have the Harrier, we have the BMW X1, we have the Volkswagen Tiguan, we have the Mazda 6. So if there's so many cars in that category that we can recommend to you, take you through the pros and cons of each so that you're able to settle for the car that will eventually make you happy.
That's a very good breakdown. And I've heard you speaking on 3 million. So what is the minimum that I need to even import a car, first of all?
Okay. Now, the minimum that you need to import a car is around 800,000. Okay. There are cars that you can even get with 750,000.
Is that inclusive of tax?
Yes, that is inclusive of tax, especially the small cars, the ones that are used for the car hailing businesses, the ones that have 660cc. We have the likes of the Daihatsu Mira, we have the Suzuki Alto, the Daihatsu Move, Mazda Caro. Those ones, you can get them with a budget of 800. If you negotiate a bit, you can get them with even a budget of 750. Yes. And then now after that category, we have cars that have a CC of 1,000. Now those ones are like 1M. A 1M, you can say plus 100 minus 100. Now here we have the Paso, we have the Vitz, and then after that we have slightly above another category where we have cars that have cc between 1200cc to 1500cc. Now we have Mazda Demio, we have another Vitz here, we have a Nissan Note. All these cars, we have the Axio. Now these ones, you'll get them with a budget of around 1.2 to around 1.3, 1.4, depending with the exact model that you're going to go for. Yes.
So it's cheaper importing a car compared to buying it locally?
The main reason why you need to import is you're going to get a better quality car. This is because now Japan, they are big in the export business. So then they have a rule. Before you sell your car to the second-hand market, it has to be inspected. Now here in Kenya, if you're selling your car to the second-hand market like Gigi, there's no inspection. Yeah. It's just a trust thing.
You enjoy.
Exactly, Joy, you list your car and I trust that car is okay. Now, unless maybe I come with my mechanic for them to do a pre-inspection, there is no rule in our country that says those cars have to be inspected thoroughly so that we can know the true condition of the car. Let me give you a good scenario. If maybe 3 of us were given the same motor vehicle, brand new, 0 mileage from a showroom, and then we are to use these cars for like 7 years and then return them to market. This is the point where we introduce something we call the auction grids. Now, it's the auction grid that assists you in knowing the true condition of your car, because people use and maintain cars differently. There's some that maintain the cars well. There's some that are a bit reckless. There are cars that have been involved in accidents. There are cars that, have some issues in the interior. Maybe the seats were torn. Someone was a smoker, so they burnt the seats. There's some scratches here and there. There's some animal hairs. So whenever we're importing, we go for the high grades. Now, the highest grade you can get is grade 6. We have grade 5. We have grade 4.5. We have 4. We have 3. We have 2. We have 1, -1, 0, and also repaired cars. So for our clients, we try and encourage them to take the high grades. Have a grade 5 that's a bit rare. 4.5 is a car that is in an excellent condition.
Okay.
And grade 4 is also a good car. Now the thing is, whenever you buy a car that is in a poor condition, the cost might seem cheaper, but then the money that you're saving at that time, you'll eventually use it for garage repairs and all that. And plus that headache. Yeah, it's not worth it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And actually, so many people complain about, I bought a car so affordably, but the maintenance is such a huge problem. So you said the auction grade. So it's good to know the grade that your car is in.
It's very
recommendable
important.
4 and 4.5.
Yes.
Okay. So what if you get lower? It's recommended that you just avoid the purchase.
If you get lower grade, then yes, just avoid the purchase unless it's a commercial car. Maybe it's a lorry that carries cabbages. If you're looking for a pro box, you just want to carry your tomatoes, maybe you're a farmer, then you can go for a commercial car. Or maybe you're in the Uber business, so you don't really need, it's a commercial car. For commercial cars, we can excuse that. But for a personal car, you have to ensure the least grade is grade 4. Ensure you're going for grade 4.5. And if you're lucky to get a grade 5, then
by all means.
Yes,
You talked about a commercial car. Let's talk to these people who are doing farming.
Okay.
They actively need the pickups, the Pro Box, the trucks. So how affordable is it getting a Pro Box, first of all?
Okay.
Importing one.
Okay. Now, the cost of importing, first of all, Pro Box is quite affordable in the market. And something that I need guys to know is that Pro Box is also used as a commercial car, even in Japan. So there's people that install Wi-Fi's and all that. It's still a commercial car there. So, and also in our country, it's also a commercial car. So it's one of the most affordable car. And whenever you're importing, you're guaranteed of a good deal. Yes, and the likes of the trucks, we have the double cabin, the single cabins. Now for these ones, we mostly get them from the Thailand market. This is where they are in plenty. Yes, the Hilux is in Japan, but the other ones are in Thailand. So a client that specifically, for a client that is specifically looking for the double cabin or single cabin, then for them we assist them and source these cars from Thailand. Yes, although most clients source cars from Japan. And if I was to advise a client, unless it's a commercial car, you'd rather source a car from Japan. This is because of the measures that they've put there. This ensures that you get a good car and a car that is in good condition. Now, unless you are the one that didn't want a good car because you wanted to save money, they're very honest. They're going to tell you, oh, maybe we're talking about a budget of 20,000 USD. And you're saying, no, for that car, I have 15,000. They're going to show you something for 15,000. And of course, the mileage will be like high. And then also the condition for that car will be lower. So you might feel like you're saving that 5,000 for now.
Yes.
But eventually you're going to use it. True.
And talking about mileage, I think it's important to know, like, what is the maximum, like, before I buy a car?
Okay.
How do I need to look at it? You know, we're just girls.
Yeah, true.
So how do we look at these things? Like your mileage, inafaa kwa imefika kaa ngapi ndio niseme.
Utachukua. Okay. Now, mileage plays a big role when it comes to the wear and tear of a car. The more the mileage, the more this car has undergone wear and tear. And I need you guys to know that there are people that try and say, when you go for a high mileage car, the parts might have been changed, so it's still good. There's some technical parts. I'll give you a good example, like something like a laptop. If you've used a laptop for like 3 years, there's some parts you might change the screen, but you will not be able to change the processors, the inner details. Yes. So the mileage plays a very huge role. To be safe, you need to get a car that has a very low mileage.
Yes.
By low mileage, I mean something below 50,000.
Okay.
Yes. So you get a car that has a low mileage, 50,000, and also ensure it's a grade 4.5 or a grade 4. I can bet you that this is a car that will make you happy.
Hi guys, this is Gladys from Best Cars for Sale in Kenya. Of course, today I'm having the Mercedes badge. I want to show you how this car looks like. We have imported this car for one of our clients, and this is a luxury machine. As you can see, this is a fully loaded. It comes even with a sunroof. It looks very, very beautiful, and it's an AMG. This is to mean that it's a very, very luxurious option. Just look at how clean it looks like. When you're importing a grade 4.5, this is what you get. This one has not even been unwrapped. It's still new. The mats are still new, well maintained, and it looks very, very posh. It looks very, very classy.
When you're looking at a car for import, what is like the maximum duration to get a car, depending on the first year of manufacturing?
Okay, now in Kenya, there's a rule. You can only import a car that is not more than 8. Today we are at 2025. So when we count backwards 8 years, this is a car that was manufactured in 2018. So it means that this is the car that can be accepted in our country. If you try and bring a car that is like 2017 or 2016, itafika port and it won't be allowed to enter the country because of that rule. So it's very important when you're importing, you take you consider the year of manufacture. Of course, when you deal with an importer, these are information that
they'll give it to
you. Yes.
What about maybe when purchasing in Kenya? I see people still selling cars at 2010, 2012.
I wouldn't completely rule out and say the cars that are locally available are bad cars. No, the clients that buy those cars, or there are Kenyans that buy those cars, and those cars tend to serve them well.
Yes.
It's all a matter of preference. And then what you want, and the budget that you're working with.
The budget that you're working with.
Yes.
And I also heard when you're buying a car, you need to make the mechanic your best friend.
But when you're importing with best cars, you really don't need to make your mechanic your best friend. Because as I was telling you, when you go for a car that is in a good condition, then you evade all these mechanical issues. Now, if you go for a grade 4.5, mileage 30,000, I can tell you for sure this car will serve you for like 5 years, 7 years without an issue.
What's the guarantee?
For cars, the warranty is a bit different. Remember, we are not selling cars that are coming directly from the manufacturer. We are not selling the zero mileage cars. We are selling cars that have been used by other users. So these are second-hand cars. We would give a warranty and say maybe for the first 1 month, because we are very sure of this car, we are very sure of the condition of this car. So you just drive it for 1 month. If it develops an issue, which we know it won't, then you can come to us. We are very sure that it won't develop an issue.
Okay.
Yes. So it's very important I'll take you back to the grades, because this is the most important thing when you're importing a car. Actually, I normally tell clients, you'd rather first learn about grading before you even commit. Just take your time, learn about grading. Personally, I'll teach you the grading. You can also learn on yourself, on your own. So the grading
is done in Japan?
The grading is done in Japan. Those people are very strict. And the reason why the grading is done, this is to help both the seller and the buyer. Because now when the seller is bringing this car to the second-hand market, they shouldn't expect to get or to fetch more from this car if they had not maintained this car well. The scenario that I was giving you, we are 3 people here. We've maintained this car differently after 7 years. So if mine, I had maintained it poorly, it was wrecked, and yours, you had maintained it well, and someone else had maintained it well, then definitely you guys should make more from that car. For me, if I had not maintained it well, then we can't sell it for the same price even in the auction.
Right.
So that's why that inspection is done.
It's done.
Yes, to regulate, and also the seller is able to know how much can this car go for. And automatically, if your car is in good condition, even here in Kenya, if someone is selling a good car, they'll say this car is nice, so I won't go chiniya X amount because I know this car.
The value of the car.
Exactly.
We have the auction grade.
Yeah.
We've done it, and I've identified the car. We've won the auction. So what's the process now of bringing that car to Kenya?
Okay. Now the first step is documentation. We will ask for your consignee details. Now, I want you to remember that you are the one that is importing this car. For us, we are just facilitating the process.
Okay.
So you're the one that is importing. So all the details will be your details. So the consignee are going to be your names. So you're going to give us the consignee details, and these are the details that are going to appear in each and every document. Now, the first step is to book for the next available vessel. And then also we have to book for the QISJ inspection. The QSG inspection is done to ensure the cars that are coming to Kenya are, of course, of good quality. And QISJ has been mandated by KEBS to perform inspection in Japan on behalf of KEBS. This is to just ensure the cars that are coming in Kenya are in good condition. And then after that, we'll book for
a vessel.
We've booked for a vessel, we've booked for QISJ inspection. Now, the next point is to give you the dates. We call them the ETA and the ETD. This is the estimated departure time from the port of Japan and estimated arrival time. So you need to know my car will leave Japan on August 28th and arrive here something like September 30th. And then also we're going to give you the detail of the vessel and also give you the link where you can track the vessel and see.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see how your car is moving.
Exactly, you can see how your car is moving.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, very important. And also so that you can also prepare yourself financially, and you can know when you'll be expecting your motor vehicle. And then also for us, there's a payment plan. And the payment plan is you first pay 20% deposit, and then you clear the 80% deposit once your car lands at the port of Mombasa. Now with 20%, we are able to import this car up to the port of Mombasa, and we're able to also arrange the documentation and book for the vessel and actually give you the shipping schedule, that is the ETA and the ETD. Once the car has landed at the port of Mombasa, you can actually physically go and view the car to confirm that it's there. You can send someone to go and confirm if your car is there.
So this is after 1 month?
This is after 1 month, but the whole process takes 60 days.
Okay.
Because now there's the first 2 weeks for booking the vessel, and then there's the 30 days. The vessel takes 30 days from Japan to Kenya, and then now there's like a week or two for clearing and registration. So the whole process, we can sum it up and say it will take around 60 days. But we normally tell our clients the process will take between 28 to 55 days.
Okay.
Yes. Once the car has landed at the port of Mombasa, you can confirm. You can also request us to send you photos. Of course, from the photos, you're able to tell this car is in Kenya. Yes. And also, once you confirm that, you're going to pay the 80% balance. Before you even pay the 80% balance, we will have generated the duty slip. And this one will come directly to your email. Remember, we used your details, so even your KRA PIN. So you'll be notified the entry is ready. And once we pay the duty, you'll also be informed. So once the car has landed at the port of Mombasa, you'll pay the 80%. And you've confirmed the car has actually landed in Mombasa.
Yeah.
You're going to pay the 80% balance. So this one facilitates the payment of duty. We clear with the supplier, we register the car, then we organize for delivery. Yes.
So at this point, you have to do a full payment.
Yes.
Everything. So by 80%, you mean now you've paid your 20, now 80, then you're done completely.
Yes. At this point, now you need to do your full payment. Now, the reason why we start with 20%, this is to minimize the risks.
Okay.
Of course, one thing that I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it honestly, in our industry, there is a fear of being scammed. Yes, it's a real fear that is there. So that's why we've minimized the risk for the client to just ask you to commit at 20. And with 20%, we will bring the car at Mombasa. I'm going to tell you honestly, you don't need to make a full payment. Because something like duty, I'm only able to pay for duty once the car lands here. At the port of Mombasa. I can't pay for duty before the car lands at the port of Mombasa. Registration charges and all those local charges are only paid after the car has landed here.
Talk to us about the KRA clearance process. How long does it take? And what's the percentage against the value of the car that you've bought?
The whole clearing and registration process might take roughly a week. It might take shorter than that or longer than that, depending on some factors. Now, the first thing, once your car lands at the port of Mombasa, we have to wait for like a day or two for it to get what we call the manifest number. Once we get the manifest number, then we're able to generate the duty entry. This is after now the confirmation that that car has landed. Remember, there are some documents I had mentioned earlier. We have the QISJ, we have the export certificate, and we have the bill of lading. Of course, before that car is registered, it has to be confirmed what is written in the bill of lading matches what has landed in Kenya. The goods, they are tallying, and everything is intact. Now, after that point, the car will be cleared. And these cars, once they land at the port of Mombasa, they are normally kept at the CFS. So they'll be kept at the CFS, awaiting for the client to pay for duty. Once the duty has been paid, then the car will be cleared. And then now we will log in your eCitizen account and register the motor vehicle for you. Once we register the car, you'll immediately get a registration number on your mobile phone. And then after that, we will wait for like a day to get the logbook. Once the logbook is out, we will wait again for like 2 days to get the physical plates, zile za mabati. So to sum it up, we can say, then you're going to book for the carrier so that the car is delivered to Nairobi. Or if maybe you have other arrangement, you want to send your driver to come and collect it in Mombasa. So to sum it up, we can say the process takes around 2 weeks. Once the car lands in Kenya, it can take even a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending also on how the client had arranged his or her finances. Because now if you are ready with your finances, then it's definitely going to take shorter. Now, if you didn't arrange your finances well, now this is where the problem comes. Because now once the car stays at the port for a very long time,
You're charged penalties.
exactly, it starts to accrue the demurrages charges.
Yeah.
And they can be very expensive to a point where it's like you're almost giving up on the motor vehicle.
Does it incur daily?
Yeah, it incurs daily because for a car like Prado, you pay 4,000 every day.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you're talking about 30 days, 60 days, then that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the percentage of duty that I need to pay to the government?
I don't want you to worry about that because now for each car, we have already tabulated the duties for every motor vehicle. So before you start the process, I'm going to give you an invoice that has the breakdown. So you're going to see how much you're spending on the Japan side. This is what we call CIF up to Mombasa. How much the cost of buying the car, the cost of inspection, the cost of the shipping cost. And then once it lands at the port of Mombasa, I'm going to put also to give you a breakdown so that you know how much you're paying for duty, how much you're paying for clearance and registration and delivery.
After clearance and everything, now I can come to Mombasa and pick my car.
Yes. Now, after clearance, you have few options. You can come and pick your car and do a road trip with your family and friends. You can send a driver to come and drive your car. You can also let us book a carrier for you and then put the car on a car carrier so that it's delivered to Nairobi.
Okay.
So this means that no one will drive your car. You'll also avoid the hassle of going all the way to Mombasa. You'll save time, you'll save money. Yes, and you'll have peace of mind because the carrier is going to deliver the car in Nairobi. Now, once it is in Nairobi, then we can arrange if you want us to deliver it to your location, to your offices, to your home, or if you want to come and collect it from our offices. Yes.
Yeah. I think when that car lands, people are usually,
excited. People are usually, that's the most exciting part.
Yeah. Because you're doing a purchase without actually seeing this car.
Exactly.
So by the time it's getting here in one piece, thank God.
Yeah. And it's always very fulfilling when you are delivering a good car. And when you see the client, how happy the client is after getting that car. Because this car, remember, they had only seen the photos and they were just trusting that you are, they were just trusting you or your word of the auction sheet. They've not seen this car. So when they see it and they're happy, it's always fulfilling. That's like the best part of the entire process for me personally.
And how do we avoid online scammers? Like, what is that guarantee that I'm dealing with a company that is credible?
Okay, first of all, you need to check the reputation of that company. You need to see what is their track record. Have they been delivering cars or do they have units that they've not yet delivered? Because now if they have units that they've not yet delivered, that's definitely a red flag. Now, once you have checked the credibility of a company, once you've met these people, you've spoken with them, you've gone to their physical offices, you've known them, and then also something like the payment plan is also important because now you're checking, I'm only committing with 20%. What are the odds that this person will run away with 20%? And this is a business they've built for very many years.
Long time.
Yes. So it's always good to keep your risks very, very low. Yes. Now, because for instance, a car that is 3 million and I'm telling you to commit with only 600,000 and with 600,000 I'll bring this car. So that minimizes your risks. Yes. Then also when it comes to the auction sheet, if someone is not showing you the auction sheet, then that is also another red flag. Always insist on the auction sheet. Whenever you're importing a car, it's important to get an auction sheet. And I'm going to tell you for sure, all cars in Japan have auction sheets. There's no single car that doesn't have an auction sheet. So if someone is not showing you an auction sheet, then it's something
It's
that
a red
I'm telling
flag.
you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the auction sheet is what has the details of the car you're buying.
Yes.
Where you're buying it from.
Yes, it has the details of the car, and then these details, they're written in Japanese. So it might be a bit confusing for you but there is Google Translate.
Yes.
You just translate and then you'll see the details in English.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good breakdown.
Yeah.
Guys, we're coming towards the end of this conversation. And Gladys has been so insightful. I think I'm already sold on purchasing my next car with you guys.
That's nice.
And just as we sum it up, do you have a dream car?
My dream car will definitely be a Toyota Land Cruiser V8. I love big machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small girl, mighty car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lover of Mercedes and the G-Wagons, the GLEs.
It's luxury cars.
Yes, you know,
nice,
soft and grown woman.
Nice.
So just before we come to a close, maybe you can just give our viewers the final advice on what is just one thing that you want them to take away from all this discussion when purchasing that car.
Yeah. Now, something that I'd like people to know is take your time before making a big purchase. Now, remember, buying a car, this is a very huge investment. You're investing a lot of money in this, so it should be worth it. It's good you take your time, you research, and you ensure that you go for a good car. Yes. And also ensure you work with a credible importer because you really don't want to lose your money. And at the end of the day, the goal is for you to get the car that you are desiring down to the last specification. Yes.
And that's what Best Cars does
That's
for you.
what Best Cars does for you, definitely.
Take your time, as Gladys has said. Don't just rush. Don't just do what your friends are doing. Walk in your lane. Do something that fits your budget, you know, and something that serves you and makes you happy. Yeah, so I hope by the end of this year, I will have bought my car.
Thank you, and you're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to doing business with you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Before we end this podcast, we have a small segment for Know Your Swahili. So how much do you know your Swahili?
Of course, 100%, 110%. Very good. Very good.
So what is the word origin in Swahili? I thought you said very good.
No, I think I know it.
Origin. Origin is asili.
Oh, I wanted to say kuanzilisha. Asili.
You have a clue?
Yeah, okay.
All right,
Asili.
so what is importation in Swahili? Nimekupata.
Kutoa magari nchi ya ng'ambo hadi nchi ya Kenya.
We're in a group of schools of Swahili. Importation is uagizaji.
Oh, uagizaji. Nice.
Yes.
Now I know.
Now you know. And finally, what is ownership in Swahili?
Kupata.
Hapana.
Stakabadhi. Those are documents.
Gladys, at this point, you're guessing. So ownership is umiliki.
Umiliki.
Yes,
Yeah. Nice.
Guys, we've come to the end of this podcast. And if you've come this far, just remember to subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. And Gladys, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find us on our social media platforms. Of course, Best Cars for Sale in Kenya. We are on TikTok. We have a very big page on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are also on Facebook. And we have our websites. There you can find us. You'll find very positive reviews. You'll also get to hear what our previous clients are saying about us. The slogan that I normally say is, all the clients that I've worked with are happy clients, and I need you to be the next happy client. So definitely come and import with us.
I love that.
Yeah.
So ladies, this is my final quote to you. So if you can afford it, buy it. Don't wait for that man to buy for you.
True.
Don't be praying for a miracle. Save for it. Buy that car that will make you happy, and be that grown woman that you aspire to be.
Yeah.
All right. That is it. I have been your host, Joy Mido, and looking forward to seeing you at the next episode. But with now, stay soft, stay powerful, and remember, elevation is your birthright. See you again.
Bye.